I want to welcome you to the town of Hudson's Hub Station Arts and Business Center. They were very pleased to support this program by offering the use of this space free, and we are so thankful. In years past, we've used a multitude of locations, but I believe this one is going to work out fine for us. The town of Hudson, Hub Station, Caldwell Arts Council, where I work, Caldwell County Schools. Keith Hindman is here. He's the curriculum coordinator for Caldwell County Schools, middle schools, and many others have come together to make this program possible for your students. I want to thank the parents and teachers who have heard these poems a zillion times. Now that you have it memorized, we'll have a competition for y'all too. I want to thank our judges who have come to support us. We have Mel Hager, Heather Barnett, and Lucas. I have Ashe County Arts Council on my mind. Thank y'all for coming today. And also my volunteers who are helping us with entering the scores. I'm going to explain how the competition will work. I also want to thank Bill Tate for running our video for us today. I just want to thank you again for coming, and deep breaths. Remember, give your name, your school, your piece, your author, and then recite. Clearly, enunciate, pronunciate, and project, okay? And have fun with it.
Hi, I'm Tazzy Gupta from Collicksville, and I'm going to be reciting If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Hello, I am Maisie Wakefield from William Lenore Middle School, and today I will be reciting for you A Dreadful Darkness Closes In by Anne Bronte. A dreadful darkness closes in on my bewildered mind. Oh, let me suffer and not sin, be tortured yet resigned. Through all this world of whelming mist, still let me look to thee, and give me courage to resist the tempter till he flee. Weary I am, oh give me strength, and leave me not to faint. Say thou wilt comfort me at length, and pity my complaint. I've begged to serve thee heart and soul, to sacrifice to thee no niggard portion, but the whole of my identity. I hoped amid the brave and strong my portion task might lie, to toil amid the laboring throng with purpose pure and high. But thou hast fixed another part, and thou hast fixed it well. I said so with my bleeding heart, when first the anguish fell. For thou hast taken my delight and hope of life away, and bid me watch the painful night, and wait the weary day. The hope and delight were thine, I bless thee for their loan. I gave thee while I deemed them mine. Too little thanks, I own. Shall I with joy thy blessings share, and not endure their loss, or hope the martyr's crown to wear, and cast away the cross? These weary hours will not be lost, these days of passive misery, these nights of darkness, anguish tossed, if I can fix my heart on thee. Weak and weary though I lie, crushed with sorrow, worn with pain, still I may lift to heaven mine eye, and strive and labor not in vain. That inward strife against the sins that ever wait on suffering, to watch and strike where first begins each ill that would corruption bring. That secret labor to sustain with humble patience every blow, to gather fortitude from pain and hope in holiness from woe. Thus let me serve thee from my heart, whatever be my written fate, whether this early to depart, or yet a while to wait. If thou shouldst bring me back to life, more humbled should I be, more wise, more strengthened for the strife, more apt to lean on thee. But if death should be standing at the gate, thus I should keep my vow. So Lord, whatever my future fate, so let me serve thee now.
Hello everyone, my name is Melanie Perez and I'm from Gamewell Middle School. Today I'll be reciting for you all "O Captain, My Captain" by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, will follow wise steady keel. The vessel grim and daring. But, oh heart, 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 oh, the bleeding drops of red. Where on the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold and dead. Oh Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. For you, bouquets and ribbons wreaths. For you, the shores are crowding. For you, they call, the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head. It is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. He has no pulse, nor will. The ship has anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells! But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead.
My name is August Thillman. I attend William Lenore Middle School, and I will be doing Beat, Beat, Drums by Walt Whitman. Beat, beat, drums. Blow, bugles blow. Through the windows, through doors, burst like a ruthless force. Into the solemn church and scatter the congregation. Into the school where the scholar is studying. Leave not the bridegroom quiet. No happiness must he have now with his bride, nor the peaceful farmer any peace, plowing his fields or gathering his grain. So fierce you were, and pound you drums, so shrill you bugles blow. Beat, beat, drums. Blow, bugles blow. Over the traffic of cities, over the rumble of wheels in the street. Are beds prepared for sleepers at night in the houses? No sleepers must sleep in those beds. No bargainers bargains by day. No brokers or speculators. Would they continue? Would the talker be talking? Would the singer attempt to sing? Would the lawyer rise in the court to state his case before the judge? Then rattle quicker, heavier drums. you bugles wilder blow. Beat, beat, drums. Blow, bugles, blow. Make no parley, stop for no expostulation. Mind not the timid, mind not the weeper nor prayer. Mind not the old man beseeching the young man. Let not the child's voice be heard, nor the mother's entreaties. Make even the trestles to shake the dead, where they lie awaiting the hearses. So strong you thump, O terrible drums, so loud you bugles blow.
Hi, my name is Ava Aldrich from Granite Falls Middle School, and today I will be reciting The Little Orphan by Edgar Albert Guest. The crowded street his playground is, a patch of blue his sky, a puddle in a vacant lot, his sea where ships pass by. Poor little orphan boy of 5, the city smoke and grime taints every cooling breeze he gets throughout the summertime. And he is just as your boy is, a child who loves to play, except that he is drawn in white and cannot get away. And he would like the open fields, for often in his dreams the angels kind bear him off to where are pleasant streams, where he may sail a splendid boat. Sometimes he flies a kite, or romps beside a shepherd dog and shouts with all his might. But when the dawn of morning comes, he wakes to find once more that what he thought were sun-kissed hills are rags upon the floor. Then through the hot and sultry day, he plays at make pretend the alley is a sandy beach where all the rich folks send their little boys and girls to play. A barrel is his boat, but oh, the air is stifling and the dust fills up his throat. And though he tries so very hard to play, somehow it seems he never gets such wondrous joys as angels bring in dreams. Poor little orphan boy of 5, except that he is pale, with sunken cheeks and hollow eyes, and very wan and frail, just like that little boy of yours, with same desire to play, fond of the open fields and skies. He's built the self-same way, but kept by fate and circumstance away from shady streams. His only joy comes when he sleeps and angels bring him dreams.
Hello, my name is Aiden Jones, and I will be reciting The Haunted Oak by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Pray, why are you so bare, O bough of the old oak tree? And why, when I go through the shade you throw, it runs a shudder over me? My leaves were green as the best, I trow, and sap ran free in my veins. But I say in the moonlight, dim and weird, a guiltless victim's pains. I bent me down to hear his sigh, I shook with his gurgling moan, and I trembled sore when they rode away and left him here alone. They charged him with the old crime and set him fast in jail. Oh, why does the dog howl all night long, and why does the night wind wail? He prayed his prayer and swore his oath. He raised his hand to the sky, but the beat of hoofs smote on his ear, and the steady tread drew nigh. Who is it rides by night, over the moonlit road? And what is the spur that keeps the pace? What is the galling goad? And now they beat at the prison door. Ho, keeper, do not stay. We are friends of him whom you hold within, and would fain take him away from those who ride fast on our heels and mind to do him wrong. They have no care for his innocence, and the rope they bear is long.
They have fooled the jail with lying words, they have fooled the man with lies. The bolts unbar, the locks are drawn, and the great door open flies. Now they have taken him from the jail, and hard and fast they ride, and the leader laughs low down in his throat as they halt my trunk beside. Oh, the judge, he wore a mask of black, and the doctor one of white, and the minister with his eldest son was curiously bedight. Oh, foolish man, why weep ye now? 'Tis but little space, and time will come and these shall dread the memory of your face. I feel the rope against my bark, I feel the weight of him in my grain, I feel in the throe of his final woe a touch of my own last pains. And nevermore shall leaves come forth on the bough that bears the ban. I am burned with dread, I am dread and dead from the curse of a guiltless man. And ever the judge rides by, and goes to hunt the deer, and ever another rides his soul in the guise of immortal fear. And ever the man, he rides me hard, and never night stays he, for I feel his curse as a haunted bough on the trunk of a haunted tree.
My name is Ellis Waits. I'm from Collegeville School, and I'll be performing The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howitt. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many pretty things to show when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly. To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around, the sheets are fine and thin, and if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, for I've often heard it said, they never wake again who sleep upon your bed. Said the cunning spider to the fly, dear friend, what shall I do to prove the warm affection I've always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh, no, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'll step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you're pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day. The spider turned him round about and went into his den, for well he knew the silly fly would soon be back again. So he wove a subtle web in a little corner sly, and set his table ready to dine upon the fly. Then he came out to his door again, and merrily did sing, Come hither, hither, pretty fly, with pearl and silver wing. Your robes are green and purple, there's a crest upon your head, your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. Alas, alas, how very soon this silly little fly, hearing his wily, flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head, poor foolish thing. At last, up jumped the cunning spider, and fiercely held her fast. He dragged her up his winding stair, into his dismal den, within his little parlor, but she ne'er came out again. And now, dear little children, who may this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words I pray you ne'er give heed. Unto an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly.
Hello, my name is Gavin Johnson, and today I'll be reciting The Creation by James Weldon Johnson, and I'm from Gamewell Middle School. And God stepped out onto space, and he looked around and said, I'm lonely, I'll make me a world. And far as the eye of God could see, darkness covered everything, blacker than 100 midnights down in a cypress swamp. Then God smiled, and the light broke, and the darkness rolled up on one side, and the light stood shining on the other. And God said, that's good. Then God reached out and took the light in his hand, and God rolled the light around in his hand until he had made the sun. And he set that sun ablazing in the heavens. And the light that was left from making the sun, God gathered it up into a shining ball and flung it against the darkness, spangling the night with the moon and the stars. Then down between the darkness and the light, he hurled the world, and God said, that's good. Then God himself stepped down, And the sun was on his right hand and the moon was on his left. And the stars were clustered about his head, and the earth was under his feet. And God walked, and where he trod, his footsteps hollowed the valleys out and bulged the mountains up. Then he stopped and looked and saw that the earth was hot and barren. So God stepped over to the edge of the world, and he spat out the seven seas. He batted his eyes, and the lightnings flashed. He clapped his hands, and the thunders rolled. And the waters above earth came down. The cooling waters came down. And the green grass sprouted, and the little red flowers blossomed. The pine tree pointed his finger to the sky, and the oak spread out his arms. The lake cuddled down into the hollows of the ground, and the river ran out to sea. And the rainbow appeared and curled itself around his shoulder. Then God raised his arm and waved his hand over the sea and over the land. And he said, bring forth. And quicker than God could drop his hand, fishes and fowls and beasts and birds swam the rivers and the seas, roamed the forests and the woods, and split the air with their wings. And God said, that's good. Then God sat down on the side of a hill where he could think. By a deep, wide river, God sat down. With his head in his hands, God thought and thought, till he thought, I'll make me a man. Up from the bed of the river, God scooped the clay, and down by the bed of the bank of the river, he nailed him down. And there, the great God Almighty, who lit the sun and fixed it in the sky, who flung the stars to the most far corner of the night, who rounded the earth in the middle of his hand, this great God, like a mammy bending over her baby, knelt down in the dust, toiling over a lump of clay, till he shaped it in his own image. And into it, he blew the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Amen. Amen.
Hello everyone, my name is Martin Engelbrecht and I'm from Gamewell Middle School. Today I'll be reciting a Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way, but to act, that each tomorrow find us farther than today. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb-driven cattle. Be a hero in the strife. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within and God overhead. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that, perhaps another, sailing over life's soul amain, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing, shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing. Learn to labor and to wait.
Hello, my name is Zoe Lell, and today I will be reciting Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with the love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee, with the love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that a wind blew out of a cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Good morning. My name is Karina Davidson. I'm from Heritage Christian School, and I will be reciting Chartless by Emily Dickinson and In the Bleak Midwinter by Christina Rossetti. Chartless by Emily Dickinson. I never saw a moor, I never saw the sea, yet know I how the heather looks and what a wave must be. I never spoke with God, nor visited in heaven, yet certain am I of the spot, as if the chart were given. In the Bleak Midwinter by Christina Rossetti. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind may moan, earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow, in the bleak midwinter, long ago. Our God, heaven cannot hold him, nor earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place sufficed, the Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Enough for him whom cherubim worship night and day, a breast full of milk and a manger full of hay. Enough for him whom angels bow down before, the ox and ass and camel all adore. Angels and archangels may have gathered there, cherubim and seraphim thronged the air, but his mother only, in her maiden bliss, worshipped the beloved with a kiss. What can I bring him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what can I give him? Give him my heart.
Hello, my name is Noah Famberg, and I am from Heritage Christian School, and I will be reciting Columbus by Joaquin Miller. Behind him lay the gray Azores, behind the gates of Hercules. Before him not the ghost of shores, before him only shoreless seas. The good mate said, now must we pray, for lo, the very stars are gone. Now speak, brave admiral, speak and say. He said, sail on, and on. My men grow mutinous day by day. My men grow ghastly, wan, and weak. The stout mate thought of home. A spray of salt wave washes swarthy cheek. What shall I say, brave admiral? Say if we sight not but seas at dawn, why you shall say at break of day, sail on, and on. They sailed and sailed as winds might blow, until at last the blanched mate said, why, not even God would know, should I and all my men fall dead? These very winds forget their ways, for God from these dread seas is gone. Now speak, brave admiral, speak and say. He said, sail on, and on. They sailed as winds might blow, until at last the blanched mate said, this mad sea shows its teeth tonight. He curls his lip, he lies in wait, with lifted teeth as if to bite. Brave admiral, say but one good word. What shall we do when all hope is gone? The words leaped like a leaping sword. Sail on, and on. Then pale and worn he kept his deck, and peered through darkness all that night of all dark nights. And then a speck, a light, at last a light. It grew a starlit flag unfurled. It grew to be time's burst of dawn. He gained a world. He gave that world its grandest lesson. On, sail on.
Hello, my name is Emma Ingram, and I will be reciting In Flanders Fields by John McCrae and Dulce et Decorum Est by Wilfred Owen. In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row upon row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. Dulce et Decorum Est by Wilfred Owen. Bent double, like beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through the sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and toward our distant rest we began to trudge. Men marched asleep, many had lost their boots but limped on. Bloodshot, all went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of tired outstrip 5-9s that dropped behind. Gas, gas, quick boys, an ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone still was yelling out and stumbling like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea, I saw him, drowning. In all my dreams before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon we flung him in and watch the wide eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil sick of sin, if you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling forth from his froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cut of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues. My friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie, dulce et decorum est pro patria mori.
Hi, my name is Eric Williams. I'm from Granite Falls Middle School, and I will be reciting The Battle of the Baltic by Thomas Campbell. Of Nelson and the North sing the glorious days renowned, when to battle fierce came forth all the might of Denmark's crown, and her arms along the deep proudly shone, by each gun the lighted brand, in a bold, determined hand, and the prince of all the land led them on. Like leviathans afloat laid their bulwarks on the brine, while the sound of battle flew on the lofty British line. It was 10 of April morn by the chime, as they drifted on their path. There was silence deep as death, and the boldest held his breath for a time. But the might of England flushed to anticipate the scene, and her van fleet rushed o'er the deadly space between. Hearts of oak, our captains cried, when each gun from its adamantine lips spread a death shade round the ships, like the hurricane eclipse of the sun. Again, 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 and the havoc did not slack, till a feeble cheer the Dane to our cheering sent us back. Their shots along in the deep slowly boom, then cease, and all is well, as they strike the shattered sail, or in conflagration pale, light the gloom. Outspoke the victor then, as he held them o'er the wave, Ye are brothers, ye are men, and we conquer but to save. So peace instead of death let us bring, but yield, proud foe, thy fleet, with the crews at England's feet, and make submission meet to our king. Then Denmark blessed our chief, that he gave her wounds repose, and the sounds of joy and grief from her people wildly rose, as death withdrew his shades from the day, while the sun looked smiling bright o'er a wide and woeful sight, where the fires of funeral light died away. Now joy, old England, raise, for the tidings of thy might, by the festal cities blaze, while the wine cup shines in light. And yet amidst that joy and uproar, let us think of them that sleep, full many a fathom deep, by thy wild and stormy steep, Elsinore! Brave hearts to Britain's pride, once so faithful and so true, on the deck of fame that died, with the gallant good Ryu. Soft sigh the winds of heaven o'er their grave, while the billow mournful rolls, and the mermaid song condoles, singing glory to the souls of the brave.
Hi, my name is Chloe Castro, and I'm from Hudson Middle School, and I will be reciting "It Was an April Morning, Fresh and Clear" by William Wordsworth. It was an April morning, fresh and clear. The rivulet, delighting in its strength, ran with the young man's speed, and yet the voice of waters which the winter had supplied was softened down into a vernal tone. The spirit of enjoyment and desire and hopes and wishes from all living things went circling like a multitude of sounds. The budding grove seemed eager to urge on the steps of June, as if their various hues were only hindrances that stood between them and their object. But meanwhile prevailed such an entire contentment in the air, that every naked ash and tardy tree, yet leafless, showed as if the countenance with which it looked on this delightful day were native to the summer. Up the brook I roamed in the confusion of my heart, alive to all things and forgetting all. At length I to a sudden turning came, in this continuous glen, where down a rock the stream, so ardent in its course before, sent forth such sallies of glad sound, that all which I till then had heard appeared the voice of common pleasure. Beast and bird, the lamb, the shepherd's dog, the linnet and thrush, vied with this waterfall and made a song, which while I listened seemed like the wild growth, or like some natural produce of the air that could not cease to be. Green leaves were here, but 'twas the foliage of the rocks, the birch, the yew, the holly, and the bright green thorn, with hanging islands of resplendent firs, and on a summit, distant a short space, by any who should look beyond the dell, a single mountain cottage might be seen. I gazed, and to myself I said, our thoughts at least are ours in this wild nook. My Emma I will dedicate to thee. Soon did the spot become my other home, my dwelling, and my out-of-doors abode. And of the shepherds who have seen me there, to whom I sometimes in our idle talk have told this fancy, 2 or 3, perhaps years after we are gone and in our graves, when they have cause to speak of this wild place, may call it by the name of Emma's Dell.
My name is Addison Connor. I'm from Hudson Middle School, and my poem is called The Princess's Fingernail, A Tale of Nonsense Land by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. All through the castle of high-bred ease, where the chief employment was do as you please, spread consternation and wild despair, while the queen was wringing her hands and hair. The maids of honor were sad and solemn, as the pages looked blank as they stood in a column. The court jester blubbered, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, while the cook in the kitchen dropped tears in the stew. And all through the castle went sob and wail, for the princess had broken her fingernail. The beautiful princess, red as a rose, bride-elect of the Lord High Nose, broken her fingernail down to the quick. No wonder the queen and her court were so sick. Oh, what will my Lord His High Nose say, when she take off her glove on the wedding day? The fairest princess in Nonsense Land, with the broken fingernail on her hand. 'Twas a terrible, terrible accident, and it called for a meeting of Parliament. And never before that royal court had come such question of grave import. For how could you hurry a nail to grow? The skill of the kingdom was called to show. They sent Monsieur Philem off, who smoothed the edges so ragged and rough. They sent for Madame La Diamond Dust, who lived on the fingers of upper crust. They sent for Professor DeChalmos Skin, who took her powder and rubbed it in. They sent for the pudgy nurse, fat on the bone, who bathed the finger in eau de cologne. They called for the court surgeon, Monsieur Red Tape, to hear what he thought of the new nail shape. And over the kingdom the telegrams flew about how the nail thrived and grew. And all through the realm of Nonsense Land, they offered up prayers for the princess's hand. At length, glad tidings were heard with a shout that the princess's fingernail had grown out, pointed and polished and pink and clean, befitting the hand of a someday queen. Salutes were fired from all over the land by the Home Guard Battery Pop Gun Band. And how great will the joy of my Lord High knows, who straightway ordered his wedding clothes. He paid his tailor, Don Wait for A, who died of amazement the self-same day. My lord by jury was judged insane, for they said the truth of the saying was plain. Lord with such a very high pedigree would never be paying his bills, you see. So they locked him up without more ado, and the beautiful princess, red as a rose, pined for her lover, my lord High knows. Until she entered a convent and took the vow, and this is the end of my nonsense tale.
Hi, my name is Ariana Simmons, and I'm in Collinsville School, and I will be doing Bury Me in a Free Land by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. Make me a grave where'er you will, in a lonely plain or a lofty hill. Make it among earth's humblest graves, but not in a land where men are slaves. I could not rest if around my grave I heard the steps of a trembling slave. His shadows above my silent tomb would make it a place of fearful gloom. I could not rest if I heard the tread of a coffle gang to the shambles led, and the mother's shrieks of wild despair rise like a curse on the trembling air. I could not sleep if I saw the lash drinking her blood at each fearful gash, and I saw her babes torn from her breast like trembling doves on the parent's nest. I shudder and start if I heard the bay of bloodhounds seizing their human prey, and I heard the captive plead in vain as they bound afresh his galing chain. If I saw young girls from their mother's arms, bartered and sold for their youthful charms, my eyes flash with mournful flame, my death-pale cheek will grow red with shame. I would sleep, dear friends, now what bloating might can rob no man in his dearest right. My rest shall be calm in any grave where none can call his brother a slave. I ask for no monument proud and high. I rest to the gazers who passes by. Only my yearning spirit creeps will burn me not in the land of slaves.
Hello, my name is Angel Hendricks, and I'm from Gamewell. And today I'll be reciting Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground soil under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even to compass breast. The work of hunters is another thing. I'll come after them and may repair where they have not left one stone, but they will keep the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring many time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line. We set the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders have fallen to each. And some are loaves and some are nearly balls. We have to use a spell to keep them balanced. Stay where you are till our backs are turned. We wear our fingers both with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. One on side, it comes a little more, where we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never go across and eat the cones under his pine, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion on his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't that where cows are? But here there are no cows. And before I built a wall, I would ask to know whether I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was being offense. Something there that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly. I'd rather him say it for himself. I see him there with the stone grasped firmly by the top, in each hand like an old stone savage arm. He moves in darkness, not of woods, but of shades of trees. And like he won't go behind his father saying, and he likes having the thought of it so much again, he says again, good fences make good neighbors.
Hey, I'm Ken Dishman. I'm from Grand Falls Middle School, and I'll be doing a magical by William Shakespeare. Crammed age and youth. Youth is full of pleasance. Age is full of care. Youth like summer morn. Age like winter weather. Youth like summer brave. Age like winter bare. Youth is full of sports. Age is breath is short. Youth is nimble. Age is tame. Youth is hot and bold. Age is weak and cold. Youth is wild and age is tame. Youth, age I bore thee. Youth, I adore thee. Oh, my love is young. Age, I defy thee. Oh, sweet shepherd, hi, methinks this thou stayest too long.
Hello, I'm Caleb Weiner from Hudson Middle School, and I'm going to be reciting The Star-Spangled Banner by Francis Scott Key. Oh, say, can you see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars, through a perilous fight, are the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming? And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through a night their flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? On the shore, dimly seen through the mist of the deep, the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. And what is that which the breeze o'er the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, and in full glory reflected, now shines in the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh long may it wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore through the havoc of war and the battle's confusion? A home and a country should leave us no more. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever where freemen shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. And conquer we must when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Dennis from Hudson Middle School, and I will be reciting The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. And the road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He had a French cocked hat and a bunch of lace at his chin. He had a coat of the claret velvet, breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh. He rode with a jeweled twinkle, his pistol butt a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle under the jeweled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the darkened yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. In the darkened yard a stable wicket creaked. where Tim the ostler listened, his face white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like moldy hay, but he loved the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened, he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight. I shall be back with the yellow gold before morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I will come to thee by moonlight, though hell shall bar the way." He rose upright in his stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burnt like a brand. As black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, he kissed its waves in the moonlight, old sweet black waves in the moonlight. He tugged at his rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west.
My name is Thomas Lyons, and I'm from Instruction of Wisdom Academy, and today I will be reciting A Narrow Fellow in the Grass by Emily Dickinson and The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. A Narrow Fellow in the Grass by Emily Dickinson. A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice sudden is. The grass divides us with the comb, a spotted shaft is seen, and then it closes at your feet and opens further on. He loves a boggy acre, a floor too cool for corn, but when a boy and barefoot, I more than once at noon have passed, I thought, a whiplash, unbraiding in the sun. When stooping to secure it, it wrinkled and was gone. Several of nature's people I know, and they know me. I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow, attended or alone, without a tighter breathing and zero at the bone. The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed, sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome, her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she, with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
They did good. We have refreshments in the back of the auditorium right back here. We have cookies and lemonade. There are a few bottles of water, and there's a water fountain down the hall. Restrooms are down the hall. And the red awning gallery is also down the hall and to the right. It's open if you'd like to look at original arts and crafts. They have them on display and for sale. Judging typically takes about a half an hour, so I'll call you back in here when they get done doing whatever it is the judges do. All right, so y'all enjoy the refreshments. All right, thank you again. Welcome back. We're ready to announce our winners. Kids know how to do drum rolls, right? All right. We are pleased to announce that we have 2 first place winners. We had a tie. So 2 of our winners will receive $150 each. And when you come up, I'm going to drag it out just a little bit. When you come up, I'll hand you your prize. Please stay on the stage because we will want to get your pictures, okay? So, our 2 first place winners are Ava Aldrich and Aiden Jones. What is your name? Congratulations. And where is Aiden? Okay, we'll congratulate her again in just a moment. So, since we had 2 first-place winners, our third-place winner will be August Thielman. And you receive $130. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am betting you must be Aiden. Congratulations. You are our second first-place winner. All right. Our fourth-place winner is Melanie Perez. We are very pleased. Fifth place, we have Maisie Wakefield. And I do want everyone to know the points between scores are so tiny. They all did beautifully. Don't think anybody was way more or way less. It is a very tight one race here. Our fifth place, let's see, Maisie, I need to give you some money. That's $110 for you. And our sixth place, Tazzy Gupta. Good job, $100 for you. We have several Merit Award winners. Each of these receives $50. So I would like to, they're not in any order. I was just scribbling quickly. So our next one, Gavin, Martin, Ellis, Karina, is it Gavin, and Martin. And is Ellis Waits here? Is Ellis here? Hey, let's see, Karina, there we go. And Emma Ingram, and Noah Thanberg. Noah, see Emma. I'm still trying to speak into this like it has any volume, I'm sorry. And Zoe Lale. We are so pleased you all came. We're going to take a break now for them to have their pictures made. It will be in the news topic. It may be in Caldwell Journal. For sure, it will be on Caldwell County Cable Station 190. We will have a link to this video in a few weeks. I'll email that out to all the parents, all the teachers. And if your student would like to stay and see or come back and see the Shakespeare competition this afternoon and see what they'll be getting into in high school, the awards are more and it's really cool and you get to perform it. So we'll break for pictures. Y'all have fun for the afternoon.
Okay, we're getting pictures. You do.
There we go. Squeeze it just a little bit. That's the more. Slide it just a little bit more, and then I'm going to get out of the way so these folks can get some good.
Who just said that? What did that mean?
No, don't. Spare, stop me. Spare the parent photos. Spare the parent photos.
I swear we're going to stay in here for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, not 10 minutes.
If somebody dabs, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't do it.
If somebody dabs, I will cry. I'm jumping off the stage.
Can we get off?
Are we done? No, I don't think so. One more. Nope, I'm leaving.
Nope. I hate you too.
Good job.
Thanks to the very talented Gregory Knight of Lenoir, North Carolina, for the use of his music in this video.